Hi everybody, my name is Sean and I'm a 20-year smoker no more, and that is of course thanks to e-cigs, electronic cigarettes, whatever you want to call them. I'm here pretty much to talk to you about a very important subject, and that is the electronic cigarette ban and what we've been seeing here in the United States. First off, on a federal level, things have been going fairly well for many of us. It did hit the federal courts, and so far the very first ruling was in favor of electronic cigarettes. That is still a process going on as we see right now, but luckily we had a great judge, very intelligent, and weighed everything that was going on. I'm here also to talk to you about something that's even more important, and that's what's going on state by state right now. If you're new to electronic cigarettes, they tried it in California with, of course, Governor Schwarzenegger vetoing it, Utah, a few other places. Very recently, going on right now as we speak, Maryland, it was brought up, but fortunately it was dropped in committee, which was great, and it looks like Illinois is going to be benefiting from that too, where they're stopping it right now, and it's dying in committee. That one was a close call because it did pass one of the part of Illinois legislation, and it had gone back to committee, so we got really lucky on that. I recently found out what is really going on as far as the state-by-state ban. It is being backed by the American Lung Association. That's right, they are sending out lobbyists state by state to representatives to try to get them to commit to a electronic cigarette ban state by state. It is amazing even to think that that is going on, and that is the stance of the ALA, American Lung Association. I will call them the ALA. Is that anything going into your lungs that has any kind of chemicals is bad for you, and it should not. It should not exist. I can't believe the stance that they have right there. We commonly know electronic cigarettes have a lot of similarities as far as propylene glycol and everything that goes on to, let's say, smoke machines that you find in a normal nightclub. So that's my question. We've got smoke machines going on. We've had rock stars on stages with them and all these different things. How come there wasn't this big stance by the ALA to come on and ban that? That is completely an unneeded thing, right? It's in a nightclub. I know some of you might like nightclubs, but I mean on a health level as far as what they're looking at right there. This is something, that shouldn't be around. Well, same thing. How come you didn't attack state by state to ban a smoke machine, right? But somehow the electronic cigarette has fallen into that category. A very common thing that everybody's saying is there isn't a lot of data that is out there. Well, the data that we do know is pretty good. And if you do research, there is quite a lot of data out there about things that are very similar as far as the concept of the electronic cigarette, how it actually works. So it is there. And just because it hasn't been proved by the FDA yet, you don't see anything negatively going on. The FDA stepped out and said, hey, if people are being harmed by this, please contact us, and nothing happened. We have hundreds of thousands of users now right here in the United States. Globally, it's been around for 7 years. So what is the deal? Why is it being attacked state by state? And the concern of this video is for all of us smokers pretty much to stand up and fight this. It is real simple. If you fight, if you stand up and you make your phone calls, your representatives, when you see this happening, they're not going to pass it. It's very simple. They get voted into office. They want to keep the voters happy. And, if you just speak up, then they're not going to do that. And that's exactly what has happened in Illinois and Maryland, all these other states. This is very important for us. A lot of us long-term users, 20 years, 30 years, 10 years, 50 years, whatever it might be, this is a great change for us. We are that category of people who we got hooked onto cigarettes. For whatever reason it might be, we just haven't stopped. And we've dealt with a lot of stuff, haven't we, everybody? Remember, California started with the cigarette ban, and we understand that. It's harmful to other people. More reports came out, secondhand smoke, things of this nature. And, many states now, people are stuck barely in their car and maybe even just at home to smoke a cigarette, yet the taxes are being taken out and all these other very unfair practices the way that they're being done. We're not going to get into that right now. The more important thing is, here is something that is a great alternative for a lot of people. I'm not going to say healthy, anything of that nature. It is something that simply a lot of people have moved over from regular cigarettes into electronic cigarettes. I can guarantee that there's no tar in an electronic cigarette, and as many reports have been done, that is one of the most harmful things of a cigarette, and we can go into more of those things. Let's keep on track about the ban that's going on. Bans are being, as I just said, bans are trying to be put in place state by state. So, we have roughly 5-6 different states, and we've you've got 45, 44 to go, that it could happen. It could happen actually into your state, and it is the responsibility of all of us e-cig users to really stand up. Even if you're not in that state, don't go, oh, who cares? That's not my state. Well, let me tell you something, pal. If it happens in your state, or if it happens in that other state, it's bound to happen in yours. I mean, states do elect things and do things as far as representatives and the government goes, kind of like the masses do. If one does it, then the next one does it, and so on and so on. So this is something that we really need to stand up on. The great things to do, of course, is a petition. You see those a lot of times. Some of the emails. Forums are very good, and I do understand that. ECF, they are the Bible of electronic cigarettes. A great place to go for a lot of information. But I have also seen that it's almost too much information sometimes for some people, not everybody. I personally have started up a website, and it's very simply what it's called, electroniccigaretteban.org, and I will list that at the end of this video. And pretty much what I'm doing is trying to monitor every state so somebody has a place that they can go to and check and see what's actually going on. It's also a good thing if you do happen to, want to get involved a little bit, as far as all of us to stand up. This is something that's very important, and even if you don't do what the website is or the forums or whatever that is, and then it does come to your state, it's very important for you actually to call your representative. I just want you to think for one moment right now. Think about when you get mail, any kind of advertisement. It doesn't really affect you much, right? Let's go with spam. Email. Delete, 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 delete. When you go into an actual phone call, when somebody calls you, that actually makes a real impact. And in this day and age of technology, it's something that's not done as often. I have the benefit of my sister-in-law actually working for a congresswoman, and being in that office and that environment, I've gained a lot of information as far as how the volunteers man the phones. As the phones get busier and busier, they have more volunteers, and it directly is told to that governor representative. And they're going to remember that. They're going to know what's actually going on. I'm not saying don't sign petitions. Please sign petitions. Send an email, whatever it might be. But the most important thing you can do is make a phone call. I understand that we're all busy, but at the end of the day, this is something that has really benefited a lot of us and should not be taken away just because somebody says, well, I don't know why it's bad for you. Well, I got news for you. It's not. And that's one of the great things about this particular product is what we're seeing right now currently. All the studies that have been done is no ill effects for us, which is really great. And the bottom line is, why are you banning it?